Are you guys ready for this? You guys ready for this lesson? This is an important lesson. I want you to teach your friends. Okay? So if you're friends with someone that, like, say, is on a team, like a basketball team, okay, they kind of already know this concept. The concept is grade average. Okay, so you guys ready for this concept? If you get an A in a class and you get an F in another class, what grade letter is your average, or what's in the middle?
A C.
Good answer. It's a C. Because we know a B is right here and a D is down here. My handwriting's terrible, so forgive me, but I want you guys to get a concept, okay? So, how many of you again have F's in the class? Any class you have an F in, raise your hand one time. Don't be embarrassed, okay? We all been there. Okay, so we got a few in the classroom that have an F. Now I want you to think about something. When you go on a student view, I'll bet you that you probably have some zeros. Okay, so just leave it at that for a second. If you get 100% in a class on an assignment, what kind of grade would you get on that assignment? An A. If you get a 0% on an assignment, what kind of grade is that? It's an F. What number is the average, or what is between 100 and 0? 50. And what kind of grade is 50?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So can anyone already see the problem? What's the problem? If you get an A and you get an F, what should your average be? And I'm using the word should. I'm going to use that a lot. What should your average be?
75%.
No, grade average.
Oh,
A, you got an A and an F. What should your average be? Let's see. So you should be a C student if you get some A's and you get some F's. So those of you with F's, can you already kind of see the problem?
Yeah.
Now here's the real problem. There's a mathematical problem with how we assign grades. 100 to 90 on average is what? A. 90 to 80 is on average A? B. So for example, if you got an 89%, you probably have a B plus, right? You get that? Raise your hand if you know what's next. No, what numbers are next? What numbers are next? Huh? Okay, let's go with you. 70 is one of the next numbers, but what else goes with that number right there? Look at it should be 79, but my thing here, I'm doing as a demonstration, I would say 80 to 70 would be a C. Raise your hand if you know what a D would be. Raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand. Close. You're right, but what would the range be if you just follow this pattern? Try again. Perfect. And what would the top number be? 69, but we'll put 70, okay? So does everyone understand this philosophy? Does everyone see how it goes? 10, 10, 10. You get what I'm saying here? What should the next grade, which is an F, what should it be? Someone tell me what it should be. Raise your hand real high if you think you know what it should be. Raise your hand. Go ahead, Seth. It's okay. No worries. Anyone want to help them? 10, 10, 10, 10. What should?
60 and 50.
60 to 50. So now, an F should be 60 to 50, but it's not, right? Everyone understand why not? So like 50 to 40 should be a G, 40 to 30 should be an H, 30 to 20 should be an I, 20 to 10 should be a J, 10 to 0 should be a K. So Jaylani, when you get a 0 on an assignment, what are you really getting? Okay. What are you really getting? Thank you. Say it out loud.
Okay.
You are getting a K. If you get a 0 on an assignment, are you really getting an F? Are you really getting an F? No, you're getting a K. So when you try to average, like, why is it that someone has an F? More than likely, I'll bet you'll find a ton of zeros, and they're averaging some of their A's, which I bet you have too. Yesterday, I pulled up someone's grades. They had a ton of 10 out of 10, 20 out of 20, 15 out of 15. They had all these A's, and then they had 0 out of 0, 0 out of 0, 0 out of 0. You want to guess what his grade in class was? It was a 52%, which should be an F. but it's right in the middle. So technically, he should be a C student, but he's an F student because of he's really getting K's. So now there's a solution to this whole problem. Anyone want to guess what it is? I like to call it manning up, but there's some women in the room, so we'll just say, let's call it adulting. So how do you adult? You go to your teacher, you say, Miss G, you know what? I was lazy and I didn't turn that assignment, and I have these zeros. Is there any way, so Jelani, how would you say it? How would you say it? Like, is there any way I could, what might a good, is there any way I could turn this in? But here's a secret, when you talk to a teacher, you gotta trick them. Don't tell them, can I turn this in for credit? Like, don't say you want a C, or don't say anything like that. Just say, can I turn in this missing, I was wrong, I was lazy, I didn't turn it in when all the other kids did. And I know for you as a teacher, that means you gotta go look up this assignment, you gotta grade this assignment, you gotta go put it in your grade book. So I'll tell you what, all I want is F credit. Most teachers are gonna be like, you want an F on this? You already got an F on this, right? No, I want an F, right? I want an F. So when you turn in the work, you tell your teacher, you adult, I'm gonna do this assignment to the best of my ability, and all I want is F credit. Now what's gonna happen is when you raise all your zeros, all your K's to real F's, it's like you raise the floor. Now after you got here, a couple of your assignments that are up here, which I'm sure some of you have, and you have a bunch down here, and you're getting an F, when you take all these and you raise them up to the F floor where it should be, your average is gonna be somewhere in here, maybe even in here, and you're gonna have a C or a B where you once had an F. Okay? Everyone got that? Yeah. How many of you can explain to me, you think if I would have you right now teach someone else this lesson, you think you could do it? Anyone think they could do it? Okay, so I'm gonna give it to you in condensed version because I don't think you could teach it right now. The best way to learn something is actually teach it. So what I want you guys to do when you get a chance is get your phone, go on Synergy, type on gradebook, pull up one of your lowest grades, and you'll see all your assignments there. When you see 0, 0, 0, remind yourself that's a K. When you see 15 out of 15, 10 out of 10, even 5 out of 5, what is that? That's an A. So in your mind, average, okay, I have this many 5 out of 5s or 10 out of 10s, these are A's. Let's say you have 10 of them, and I have this many zeros, but for some reason I'm getting an F. Tell yourself real easily, if you have all those zeros up at 50% where they belong, then your average is gonna fall in the middle of your scores. So if you have some high scores and some low scores, your average is gonna be in the middle, which for most people would be a C. If you're getting an F, it's probably because you have a lot of zeros. So think about that concept, okay? And all you're telling your friends when you teach them this lesson is get all of your zeros knocked out. Anyone know what our program on Saturday is called?
Zap.
ZAP. Anyone know what ZAP stands for? Raise your hand if you know what it stands for. So Ms. G, can you be my witness? Not a single person in this room knows what ZAP stands for. Do you? Okay, say it.
Zeros are not allowed.
Close. She said zeros are
Zap.
not allowed, which is great. So in this room, we have 2 people that know that Saturday we have a program called Zeros Aren't Permitted. You guys know why they made that program? Okay, so get your assignments from your teacher, go to ZAP on Saturday, make them up, even if you just get 50%. Can I tell you something? I'll bet you Miss G would probably give you higher than 50% if you do makeup work, would you?
I did. Jaylani, did I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What percent did you give her?
Probably full credit.
Okay, full credit. But could you just imagine for a second right now, if you have an F and you have a bunch of zeros and you turned in late work, and let's just pretend some nice teacher gave you 70%. Now you have some of those assignments up here. You can turn an F into like a B, maybe a B plus overnight, like if you put in the effort, okay? So that's your avid lesson for today. The real lesson is, can you teach a friend? So any friend you have that has an F, any friend you have an F that has an F or a D, I'll bet you it's true of a D too. Have them count their zeros, have them get rid of the zeros and see what happens, okay?
Yep.
Okay, thank you for your time.